Welcome to Finding Me. Finding Me is all about the journey that we're taking to connect with the people in the community around us. Sometimes it starts with something as basic as, who am I and how did I get here? So many of us take for granted that we know how we came to existence on this earth. But there's many people out there who are constantly in search and trying to fill a void for a story they don't know. It's a difficult path and a difficult journey because they don't know what's waiting on the other side. And there's some of us out here that don't know someone's looking for us. So this channel is dedicated to helping those that are trying to find their path and helping those of us who may get found to understand the compassion and the heart that it will take to tell somebody their story. So let's get started. So the first question you have, of course, it's how in the world does this test know we're related? I mean, you give them a little tiny bit of spit. How do they know based on that I'm related to you? Well, for many people who have taken this test, they'll take it with a sibling or someone that they know they're related to first. Why? Because it's human nature to question something you don't understand. So I took the test and I took it and my mother took the test. We don't have the same last names. We didn't send it from the same location. But somehow it knew that she was my mother. Why? Because my mom has given me 50% of who I am. So 50% of my DNA matches her DNA exactly. Take the test with someone you know if you can to help put your mind at ease that this test is correct. It knows exact DNA when it sees it. Now, let's give you a quick little tutorial so you understand how are we related. Yeah, it may not look like you, but we're going to use this stick figure to illustrate the point that we pretty much all exist as one human being living with unique DNA. Unless you're an identical twin, no one has the exact same combination as you. So you took the DNA test and now you are utterly confused. You don't know anything more than I took the test and I now see I'm related to all these people. And depending on which test you took, it can be a little, confusing trying to read and understand what these numbers mean. The word cousin is used to mean family. It doesn't actually mean that person is necessarily your cousin. And we'll explain the numbers later so you can understand when it says first cousin, it could also be meaning great-grandparent. Yeah, because you share the same amount of DNA with a first cousin that you do with your great-grandparent. But we'll go over that a little bit later. So first of all, everyone knows that they have a mom. And everyone knows that they have a dad. You may not know who your biological or natural mother or father is, but you know the basic science of it all, that it takes a mom and a dad, or a female and a male to create you. We know that we are 100% us, and that we received 50% from mom and 50% from dad. That's pretty easy to understand. We know that's true because it takes an egg and a sperm to make us, one from each, equally giving us what makes us uniquely us. Now, some of us may be fortunate enough to have siblings that are also created by the same mom and dad. But we know we don't look and speak and act exactly like them. But there's some things that we do that are similar to them. Well, how is that possible? But we're going to try to make this very simple for you. Let's pretend that we only have 10 codes that make us up. We know that's not true. We have so much more than 10 codes. But it's much easier to do this illustration with just 10 codes. So let's pretend mom has 10 codes and dad has 10 codes. So mom gives you part of her code. She can only give you 5. So random selection assigns you 5 of mom's codes. And random selections assign you 5 of dad's codes. So together, you have 10, just like mom and just like dad, but a combination of the two, making you 100% of who you are, but 50% of each one of them. Mom also gives your younger sibling 5 of the codes, and dad gives 5 of his codes, and the same for your other sibling. But here's the trick. They don't give the same 5 codes they gave to you. They may give some of them and others that they never gave to you. So that's why you don't act and look exactly like your siblings, because you don't have the same combination that mom gave you. To them, they have their own unique combination. So in this example, let's look at your little sister. She has the code 1, 3, 5, 7, and 0 that came from mom. And you have the code 1, 2, 5, 8, 9 that came from mom. Well, that means you and your little sister only share the 1 and the 5 from mom. So maybe the 1 is the way that you laugh. You laugh exactly like your little sister. And maybe the 5 is the way that you're both good at math. And you got that from mom. But the other numbers, you didn't pick up from mom, but your little sister still has them from mom. Now, same for dad. Let's say your older sibling has the code 46780. And you have the code 13469. Well, you guys don't have the exact same code from dad. You only share the 4 and the 6 from dad. Yeah, so maybe the 4 is the fact that you're both left-handed. Yeah, like dad is. And maybe the 6 is you both have the same brown eyes that dad has. So, do you get it? Yeah, it's way more complicated in real life. But you understand that you have a unique code that's being passed from your mom and your dad to you. And that combination makes you up. And they pass some to your siblings as well, but not the same combination. That's what makes this whole DNA thing so interesting. On average, you share about 50% of your DNA with your siblings who share the same parents as you. Yeah, isn't that cool? But that doesn't mean you always share 50%. You might only share 30%, or sometimes a little higher, and be more like 60%. It just depends which codes they pass to your siblings and which ones you share with them. So let's pretend that's a little bit more complicated than that. That back before mom met your dad, maybe she was in college, and she had a boyfriend and things didn't work out, but she was so young, and she found out she was pregnant after they had split up. Mom decides to give that child up for adoption. Later on, she tells dad about it, and so you kids have always known that you had a sibling out there, but not quite sure how to find her. Well, here's some great news. Because the exact same codes that mom gave you, she gave some of those to your sibling. So let's go see if we can try to find her. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to keep up with all our upcoming videos.